into the Brookes Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Brooke.
What's up, y'all?
And today we have a special guest, Megan. Woo!
Woo!
How's it going?
She's gonna be helping us go over the Western Conference today. And Megan probably has the most basketball experience here, so we are glad to have her. She says she has some opinions for us. So I'm gonna kick it off today first. We're gonna go with the Dallas Wings. So some players you guys should keep an eye out for fantasy. Again, this is fantasy purposes only. Arike is obviously your number one pick from Dallas. They did lose a lot of players, Marina Mabrey, Alicia Gray. We kind of went over those last episode in the Eastern Conference. But her and Tiara McCowan, their forward, are probably the top two players I would go after for Dallas. Arike led with 975 total fantasy points, which averaged out to 32.5 fantasy points per game. So that's a solid player that you want to pick up. She's obviously the leader on that team. And then if you want to target a big, like I said, Tiara McCowan, she also helps on their boards. So those are the two that I would target. They also got Natasha Howard, Krista Dangerfield, Damage Shields. Those are also solid players that I would target. Maybe in the later rounds. Natasha Howard, definitely. Probably the first couple rounds is a good big to depend on as well. Some of the rookie additions, I personally am not going to pick up any rookies from Dallas. Obviously, they had a good draft. Maddie Segrist, Lou Lopez, Seneschal, Abby Myers, Ashley Jones, Paige Robinson. But they're really the only names I'm going to be looking out for are Arike, Tiara McCowan, and then Natasha Howard, honestly.
Yeah, and then to go over your 2022 champions, the Las Vegas Aces. I mean, really, they only were able to pick up one person out of the draft. They picked up Brittany Davis, and then they lost, just a little bit in the free agency. However, above all, they had a great free agent pickup. They have Candace Parker now. Candace Parker is going to come in, do wonderful things. Went to Chicago and she just ran it there. Hopefully she comes to Vegas and runs it down south as well. Alicia Clark was also an add-on that Vegas picked up, but I mean, you already have Kelsey Plum, you have Asia Wilson, you got Jackie Young, you have Chelsea Gray. You just have all these like big time notable people. I mean, even like Kia Stokes, like is not, super high on anybody's radar, but she's a good add-on to have on your fantasy team. I mean, really, you could probably just like New York Liberty pick up most of Vegas and do just fine. But yeah, super big pickups there. They're going to do really well. I think that, even though they just won, they're still going to come out with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. And do everything that they can to kind of just keep the ball rolling. However, Becky Hammond better stay in Vegas.
I know.
If you were able to draft somebody on like the coaching staff, she'd be everybody's number one pick. So, I mean, you can't go wrong with really anybody from Vegas. And that's kind of my take.
I agree.
I would say, though, if Becky Hammond ends up going to the NBA, it will shed a lot of light on the WNBA because you're bringing a WNBA coach to be a head coach of the NBA. Like, that is remarkable. That's going to create a lot of waves.
Yeah.
So it'll hurt the Aces for sure. No one wants to lose a coach like that. She's amazing. But to make a change like that, to be, a WNBA's first-time head coach in the NBA, that's going to bring a lot of light on women's basketball for sure.
And the money.
Yes.
I agree. I think it's more
it's going to be great for her.
Yeah.
For real.
And she's in a win-win no matter what she does. Just
for
we
sure.
all selfishly want her to stay.
Exactly. I think we're talking facts so far. Megan hasn't interjected on any of our picks for fantasy players.
It's been good.
It's been good. Thank you.
I mean, Aces are stacked. It's just going to be exciting to see how they gel together. Honestly, like how are they going to fit in Candace Parker to make that work? Is she coming off the bench? Is she starting? It's going to be exciting to see. I mean, you have a championship team. Are you going to take their starting five that had played all those games together and add Candace Parker in that starting five and bench someone? It's going to be exciting to see.
That's true. I agree. All right. Next is Los Angeles Sparks. So they lost a couple players. Brittany Sykes. Obviously, Liz Cambage exited mid-season. I know Brooke is torn up about that. Obviously, NECA is the number one player I'm going for on Los Angeles. She's a do-it-all. She carried the team last season. She's probably going to do it again this season. 1,072 fantasy points, averaging 31.5 fantasy points per game. I mean, that's awesome. They added Azurá Stevens. I've been saying I like Azurá Stevens. I think she's a great addition. I think she might be fantasy relevant. She averaged only 19.7 points a game last season, but she was on Chicago with Candace Parker and Courtney Vandersloot and all those weapons, so it's kind of understandable. So I think with Los Angeles, she's going to do well. Other than that, Megan, who else would you say on Los Angeles?
Well, just speaking on Azurá, like that's gonna open up the paint for NECA, I think. Like if you watch LA play, she's constantly getting double teamed and getting trapped in the paint, and then it's always a struggle to kick it back out the paint. But to really be able to get her going, bringing Azurá in there is going to help out tremendously. And I mean, NECA has a short jumper, so I think we're gonna see that a little bit more this year. So I think that was a great addition. I believe they got Jasmine Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, which is a great pickup if she's healthy. I know she's coming off of some type of injury. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but she's a great point guard. She'll be able to distribute the ball to NECA and Azurá. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I think only NECA, right, for Los Angeles for fantasy purposes? I would
say Azurá, though. You know, Chicago, like she didn't get the ball a lot because of everyone around her, but she's a solid player.
Okay, cool.
Well, like LA, like I told Shigs this a couple weeks ago. Once they're all healthy, like LA is going to be a solid team, and they're tall. Like if you look at the
they're big.
Hella big. Like they're tall, and I don't know. I'm excited to see fingers crossed, if and when they're all healthy for sure.
Yeah, probably next season though, because how do you say her last name? Talbot. She tore ACL, so she's out. Katie Lou's out because she's pregnant.
Yeah. It gives Zaya Cook a chance
I'm excited to see
get play time. So
yeah,
true.
Great for her.
And plus, they got a new coach. It's a rebuild year. They gotta keep going. But
not just a new coach, a good coach.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely top 3 coaches in my opinion. But another rebuild team, Minnesota Lynx. You guys already know that I'm hyped about this team this year. And let me tell you, if a team made out in a draft, they did. They got in the rookie additions, Diamond Miller, Dorka, you got South Carolina, you got UConn, you got people coming from all over the place. You only lost 2 people. I mean, one of them retired, so you can't even say luckily they didn't go anywhere else. Sylvia Fowles retired. And then I don't know. I'm just I'm super excited about this team. Of course, they're all super young, which I mean, in fantasy, you're probably not going to use too many of the pickups. However, I mean, you do have, where did she go? She's right here on my list. Nafisa Collier, honestly, I've liked her since the UConn days. I mean, yeah, she's not top, but now she's turning into one of the veterans on the team. She hasn't been around, she's been around for quite some time. I think now is the chance for her to step it up and kind of to be big here. You got Aerial Powers going on. Which I mean, you're probably not going to use a lot of people from Minnesota as your top picks, and if you do, they're probably your bench players. But I mean, I think by the end of the season, they're gonna make some waves in the fantasy world, in the non-fantasy world. I think they're gonna come out swinging.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sticking to Aerial Powers and Nafisa Collier.
Maybe McBride.
I'm
betting on Diamond Miller.
Put
her on my bench.
I will say, and you know what? She was very close to being on my bench today. If I had to pick one of the rookies coming in from the draft, I don't know what it is about Diamond Miller, but she sticks out like a sore thumb to me, and I want her.
Yeah. I'm picking her up late round.
She's on a team.
Yep. She's
on a team where she can get great play time.
Yep.
Yeah, being a guard. with height, with a quick first step.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they have a lot of forwards on that team. McBride, Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the
A lot of forwards.
guard play is going to be open for her. She has the
Mhm.
height. She can shoot. She can take you off the dribble.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
I
young,
agree.
so
I agree. Those 3 players definitely I'm picking up, putting in my lineup.
and I love Aerial Power. She's
I
going to
know.
go off. This is going to be her year. Just saying.
Megan's hot take of this episode. Next, Phoenix Mercury. Obviously, we don't know. I don't want to say that Skylar Diggins isn't going to play, but I don't think she's going to play. I know she announced she's pregnant. I don't know if there's been an official announcement that's saying that she's out for the season, but she did announce she's pregnant. She was their leading scorer last year, so that is going to hurt them a little bit. But obviously Diana Taurasi's back. Shea Petty's still there, and those were their fantasy point leaders last year. Honestly, I personally wouldn't pick up Diana Taurasi. I know I probably wouldn't. I mean, she gets hurt a lot. She's older. It's not saying she's not one of the best players ever to play basketball, but, you know, I'm not personally picking her up, maybe on my bench. But she did average 29.6 fantasy points per game last year. I mean, that's still pretty good. And they did lose Diamond Shields. So I don't know how Phoenix is kind of looking this season, guys. I don't think it's too positive. They re-signed Sophie Cunningham. I'd pick her up. She shoots the 3 for them. Obviously, they're going to be down, the Shields, Diggins Smith. So it's a pathway for her to put up a lot of fantasy points. So that might be the one guard I pick up from Phoenix. And then Brittany Griner. Obviously, she's back, and we don't know how much they're going to put her out there on the court. The first couple of games, we don't know her conditioning and where she's at. But obviously you're going to pick her up. I mean, she's a great player. And her backup, Turner. I would take a glance at her maybe as a bench spot for the first couple of games, because Brittany Griner's going to have to take those couple of games to readjust. So she might be, a good player to have in your lineup the first couple of games for some fantasy points. Other than that, I mean, Phoenix, I think they're going to struggle this year. It's going to be a tough season, honestly.
Well, I mean, they struggled last year, right? There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Like, probably Diana Taurasi's last year.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose her, unfortunately, I didn't really want to, on my team. However, I think maybe have somebody who's good on the bench to kind of swap in and out for sure. Yeah. And then if she's doing good, that's your trade player a couple games in that somebody might want to pick up too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Meg, aren't you a big Diana Taurasi fan?
Mm-hmm. I am. I think it's going to come down to staying healthy. I think she's still the GOAT. I still think she has some energy left in her. But yeah, it's going to come down to her staying healthy and them not playing her a ton of minutes, but with them not picking up a lot, it's going to be hard to not have her on the court. So yeah, and not having, Skylar Diggins to help her out, it's going to be a tough season for them. All I can say is maybe they have some plans to do some, mid-season trades, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like I said, it just depends on if we can keep her healthy and the rest of the team healthy. I don't know what Griner is going to look like, but we'll see.
Oh, man.
Another team that will be struggling this year, Seattle Storm. Okay, so Seattle Storm lost a lot of people, everybody, a lot. They lost Brianna Stewart. Okay, Brianna Stewart ran to the money and ran to the fame real quick. They lost Sue Bird. She retired. Another great. Right, Megan?
Yeah, Megan.
Yeah, okay, absolutely.
Cool. Just making sure. They lost her. Gabby Williams is up in the air. We don't know what she's going to do. Maybe she does something from, when we post this video. We don't know. Maybe I'll look dumb, but that's an every week type of thing. However, they did pick up a lot of good rookies. I mean, I think that eventually they're going to, work their way back up into the ranks, but it's going to take them a couple years. And I feel like the fans feel it. Everybody's trying to get over that Sue Bird's not going to be back this year. Her first year back, it's going to be weird. Now you don't have Brianna Stewart. You know, there's a lot of additions going into it that's going to be super, super big for the Seattle fans. And if you choose anybody from Seattle on your fantasy team, like me. However, unfortunately, now that I'm like really processing my team, I might have to make a couple trades here eventually.
Send them.
Anyways, I mean, I don't know. I'm a big Gabby Williams fan. We got to shout out Northern Nevada. So I wish she like figured it out, because low-key I'd probably try and go after her. I think she does well, you know, overseas, and hopefully she decides to come back this way. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this name right, but Ezzy, she's a great center. She's huge on fantasy charts, and she's projected to do really well this year as well. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd really go to, I mean, Jewel Lloyd, but I don't know. When I'm like trying to pick my fantasy team, I'm not looking at Seattle first.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
The Jewel Lloyd show.
Yeah.
Time for her to take over. I think she's kind of an underrated player because she was, you know, oversaw by Sue Bird, you know, by Brianna Stewart, but it's her time. I always thought she was a great player. She could shoot the three. She could take you off the dribble. She plays great defense. So, I mean, I'm excited to see them build around her. I mean, she is getting older, though, so they kind of need to do it sooner than later, but I'm excited to see her. I picked her up. I love her. She's going to do great this year.
Meg, I got a question for you. So do you think like this year is going to be Jewel Lloyd's like make or break year? Like she either needs to run with it and do well, or, you know, after this year, she's just going to be like one of the average players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think she has to show them that they can build around her, especially because, like I said, she is getting older. So it's like she has to prove this year that, you know, she can lead a team, and they can in the next year maybe invest in that, and then they can try to go for that championship. But if not, time's clicking on the age, I think, and then hopefully she stays healthy too.
No, that's a good point. I mean, I think later down the season, Jordan Horston might help her out a lot, so yeah, I'd keep an eye on her. I think they're gonna have to rotate her in a lot sooner than they want to, and I think she's gonna mature quickly, and she's gonna help Jewel Lloyd. So I would definitely look out for those two for sure. Other than that, yeah, I'm staying away from Seattle. Those two, them and Phoenix, it's gonna be a rough year. We'll let the guests go first for our you know, our questions of the episode. Okay.
The only time for the guest, the way she's responding over here.
All right, Megan. So who do you think will have the best record in the Western Conference this year?
I mean, got to be the Aces.
All right. We're just
defending their championship.
I will say, okay, non-basketball aside of fantasy or how, you know, well each team does, Megan was a real MVP when we went to the Las Vegas Aces game, okay?
Oh my God,
she brought us food. She brought us drinks. She came to check in on us.
Yes.
Six and I literally had the best time, and huge part. Shout out Megan.
Yeah, we're gonna on that note,
get the full experience.
Yeah. On that note, we're gonna have to review the Las Vegas Aces Stadium. So that's gonna come soon. Yeah. We're gonna have a what's that called? A series. Because we like to go to a stadium every single year, different stadium. So that one's coming up. So stay tuned. All right, so that was a warm-up question, Megan, because we agree. Okay. Obviously, the Las Vegas Aces will have the best record, but we just wanted to test you.
Okay.
But who is a sleeper team you are keeping your eye on this year from the West?
I got to say Minnesota, but, you know, they lost their center, Sylvia. That's a big loss, but I think that they can make it up. I think they have solid guards. With Diamond Miller, I think she can make an impact right away. And the West is hurting a little bit outside of like the Aces. You know, we just talked about how Seattle, Phoenix is kind of not looking too great. So yeah, Minnesota.
That's a great pick. You know, I just want to say someone different. Dallas. Look out for Dallas. I like what Dallas is doing over there. They drafted really well. They brought in some good players. I think they are going to give a West a good little run. But Dallas has always been pretty good. But I know they lost a lot of players, but I think they brought in some good support for this coming season.
I think they just need to not rely on Enrique.
Yeah.
Too much,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She seems to carry
if they
them a
can
lot.
If they can, if other people can step up with her, then I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
Yeah. Hey, I honestly, both teams. I'm excited for both teams. I mean, of course, I'm really leaning towards Minnesota right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dallas will, be a nice little sleeper team. I think they're gonna stay fairly in the middle. I don't see them really rising or dropping too much. But I mean, and then next year, I'm excited for LA next year. So especially with a crazy draft class coming out of next year. So I think 2024, I don't even know what year we're in anymore. I think that's gonna be a wild year next year. So but yeah, as of right now, Minnesota all the way.
Cool. All right. So as you guys have heard, we already went through our draft for our fantasy women's basketball league. I'm gonna pop up everyone's team, and we need a little vote. We need some interaction. We need to see who had the best draft, okay? Because there's been debate amongst us 6 who had the best team. So we need someone to settle that for us. So somewhere, I'm gonna pop it up, take a look, let us know that I had the best team, and break everyone's hearts, okay?
No, listen, you know who I really think had a stellar draft?
I know who you're going to say, and it's going to make me bad. Were you going to say my dad?
No.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I really did think so. I think he could have done better, though, with back-to-back selections most rounds. Mm-hmm. I thought Brendan did good.
No. I'll be sure to mention that to him. All right. So,
because he's a numbers guy. He gets it.
This dude was trying to pick all aces at first. He's like, I'm going to just pick all the aces because I know them all. I was like, what? All right. So, I'm going to pop them up. You guys decide. Let us know. Next week, I think me and Brooke, we're going to do some, I have no idea. I think we're doing rankings or we're doing mock drafts. One of those. We'll figure it out. We're going to do something different and fun, and we will let you know. So stay tuned next week. Thank you all again. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please like.
Megan, thank you.
Thank you, Megan. She'll be on.
Bring me back anytime.
Yeah, she'll be probably on the next one. Yeah, she has some questionable answers that we probably edited out of this one, but she did good.
Love you, Candace Parker.
Oh, man. All right. Thank you, guys. And we'll see you guys next episode.
Bye.
Peace. Good job, Megan. All right. A controversial question that's popped in my head. If you're going to take one player in their prime, because our goats are getting old here. One player in their prime, are you going to start a team around Diana Taurasi or Candace Parker?
Oh, Diana Taurasi. What do you say?
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Overall, man,
she's your overall goat,
dude. Who
all
else
time?
I mean,
oh wow! I didn't know this was going to be a debate like this. Okay.
I wouldn't say all time because there's some people that I think their careers kind of got cut short, like Maya.
Moore,
come on.
Yeah.
I wish she would have stayed in the league a little longer.
Though, hers wasn't like she was injury or something. Like hers was her option.
Yeah,
I know, but she could have been, great. Like even better than what she did do. Like I just wish she stayed in the league longer. But Diana Taurasi was a full package, man. I like Candace Parker.
Oh man,
I tend to think she's a little weak. She sometimes
we're gonna cut that out. Why'd you just call Candace Parker weak? Shut up. Resend your comment
weak.
now.
She cries all the time.
Okay, shut up. Stop. Okay, cut it off. Cut it off. You're about to get fired. Don't come on this podcast and call Candace Parker weak.
She's not gonna be one of our viewers.
Not only are we losing viewers, there's gonna be a breakup recorded. And people are coming for Megan.
Megan's gonna receive death threats. Holy shit.
This is the difference between the age gap in this video now.
Oh, I know. Ooh, okay.
All right.
Hey, go back to the question.
No.
No, you're done.
Maybe cut.